If there's anyone who tells me there are easy games in the Premier League, then you have not watched the Premier League. That's all. Very simple.
I'm in two minds about this the whole way through. We've already had a chat about this before I hit that record button. Let us get through the positive emotions though. This was an incredible result again. Arsenal come from behind yet again. Literally the last kick of the
Kick
game.
of the game.
And Reece Nelson, only his second appearance for Arsenal, right? Because, yeah,
Second, second Premier League appearance, and I think second time he's contributed.
this season, yeah, it's because the first time he was on, he was like, what, 1 goal, 2 assists. This time he came on 1 goal, 1 assist.
One assist.
The game winning goal as well to go 3-2. This was a roller coaster, man. I mean, this was a roller coaster of a match. Walk me through the emotions that you went through from like second 9 to 90 plus 7.
The first minute, as soon as the goal went in, I was like, okay, I understand. I know that, yeah, you want to catch us on the break. You want to just like blitzkrieg in because that's probably the only way you might catch us off guard at the start. Fair enough. And it's a free goal. It's not something that Arsenal did wrong. It's just that they started with the ball and they just moved it a lot faster. That's fine. The first half then like drags on. We have some half chances we don't convert. Come to the second half, and in the within 10 minutes of the second half, they score the second. That's when I think the emotion spurred. That's when the team was like, now we've got to score. As soon as they scored the second was when we saw the Arsenal playing. And then came the first goal, the
Martinelli
Emil
headed into
Smith
the
Rowe.
back post. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, Emil Smith Rowe headed into the back post that Party put away.
party finished. And okay, that goes in. There's a different level of confidence after that. I was thinking, okay, we need two more goals. I was just thinking we need two more goals to win because I think we scored in the 60th minute or
Yeah,
60.
just about like
Yeah, somewhere
62nd ish
around.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we still had 30 odd minutes to score two more goals, and we have scored two goals in like under 4 minutes, for example, versus Aston Villa. So 30 minutes is still a lot. The second goal goes in with that incredible assist by Reece Nelson. And then you have a game. Then again, Bournemouth try their level best to do time wasting. In all of this, there's at least four handball calls against Bournemouth, none of which are given. On another day, I would have been complaining. I'm still complaining, but I don't understand how the handball rule works. I have no understanding of that. And then you have that banger of a finish to like send pandemonium in the ring. It just went mental. I can't. There are no emotions to express. I don't have any other emotion to express.
Again, back on that comment, the keeper eventually got a yellow card, but he still continued to waste time because the ref is never going to give you a second yellow card
Second
for time
yellow.
wasting. So I'm like, well, if you're giving that first yellow, are you actually going to make it count? Or can players just go through with it willy nilly anyway? So revisit that, please. If you're showing a first yellow card, make sure it makes a difference to the actual game. If it's not making a difference, then why are you even bothering with it? Secondly, the handballs again, right? I was so because I felt like the first appeal, which we had a chat about, is like the first appeal. I felt like that should have been given because maybe you're talking about like the sleeve line or whatever, but even
Hmm.
then the arm was up in the air. The
Right.
second and third, okay, I get that. The Philip Billing one is just like all over the place. Like I don't know where the
That
rule
was
is right
clear as
now. Like
daylight.
technically, okay, his foot is close to his hand, but his foot is really not supposed to be in that place to begin with. And then why is his hand up there anyway? Those decisions were just like, and like you said, it's like had we not won that game, we would have gone back, like Arteta would have gone back and the players would have gone back and really questioned those decisions. Just because we win does not mean we stop questioning those decisions. But
Exactly. Exactly.
more importantly for me is just because we win, we do not forget how bad of a performance this was for 2/3 of the game. For the first 60 minutes of the game, Arsenal were completely toothless in that attack. We could not get through this Bournemouth defense. And this was not an especially skilled defense. I'm just being, no
Obviously.
offense to Bournemouth. fans, but we have come up against much stronger defenses. Everton, man for man, is a much more talented defense, and we broke them down. I do not know what was going on. Of course, there is the matter of Trossard getting injured, which is a whole different conversation. Eddie being injured, so we just did not have options off the bench. Emil Smith Rowe, who is clearly not 100% right now, forced into the game early and did not look his place. But we have to learn from this performance. We cannot be relying on a 90 plus 7 minute match winner
Extra
against a
time winner.
team that
Yeah.
is struggling with a relegation.
I'll give
That's
you a
just
fact. I'll give you a fact. Bournemouth, prior to this game, have played 24 games and conceded 48 goals before this game. That's like 2 goals a game. That it's that bad. Their defense is that bad. But I don't know. Sometimes you have teams that just like turn up. It's like how every other team decides to turn up against Arsenal, or every other goalkeeper becomes a De Gea
and every
against
other
Arsenal.
team decides not to turn against Man City, for
Right.
instance, and miss absolute sitters.
Oh my word.
That's a whole other. But I wanted to touch upon this because there were a lot of good performances across the board. But the one that really stood out to me, and again, I really want him to succeed, but he just did not work at all, and Arteta took way too long to make that decision. Was Fabio Vieira. I want to just discuss his performance, like what your thought was on where he was and where do you see him in the grand scheme of things for Arsenal this season?
I was surprised to see Fabio Vieira starting, but I understand this was probably the most low risk game that Arteta could have not played Xhaka, and he took that opportunity. I'm not gonna lie, I would have done that too, but I didn't expect it to be done. In my mind, I was thinking maybe Arteta plays Xhaka for the first 45 and then subs him off. But Vieira's second start in the Premier League, he is rusty in the sense that he does not get adequate enough game time to like have a consistent start. And then you have a free goal in the 9th second. So it's already put a lot of pressure on the entire team. Maybe a player like Vieira, who's not really starting, is not even used to that kind of pressure where you have to attack against a team that's readily sitting on a low block right from the 12th second of the game. So I agree with you that he wasn't as effective, but it's also circumstances that prove to be so. I still think Fabio Vieira has some important contributions in the team. I'm not sure what or where. Definitely Europa League, Premier League whenever he's called upon. But starting games is something that I'm not too keen on. At least not at this point in time.
Anyway, I mean, that was still a remarkable result. It took both of us a long time to just really absorb what was happening. I think I was like, I couldn't talk for the next 30 minutes after that because I was just screaming so loudly because I could not believe what had happened. Got the win, 5 points clear still, but very close, very tense. Lots of signs for worries. Like we still have a long way to go in this season. It's more than a halfway done, but we still have a long way to go. We cannot be living on the edge this frequently because we are bound to burn out at this point. Let us know what you guys think about this result. Are we being too critical of this Arsenal performance, or are we right to complain?
Just being realistic.
Yeah, exactly, right. But yeah, and as always, obviously, please like, share, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.